Welcome to DentonRadio.com, powered in part by Classic of Denton. Hey everybody, we are coming at you live at DentonRadio.com with our good friends over at the Frank Buck Zoo once again, coming into the studio to talk about all things animals and what we've got going on at the zoo just down the road at the best little zoo in Texas. So, guys, introduce yourselves and your friends and the humans that you brought with you, and we'll just go on down the line.
All right. Well, I am Susan, and I am with the Frank Buck Zoo. And this here is Dallas, and Dallas is about 2.5 months old right now. They grow incredibly quickly. Here's Mom right next to him here, and see, he doesn't have a whole lot more to go to get to be about her size. And they are what we call animal ambassadors, so they actually take part in our programs out at the zoo, whether it's a summer camp, a birthday party, or our amphitheater programs that we do down at the zoo. Also keeper chats as well. So I'm going to pitch it right over to you, Amanda.
Okay. Well, my name's Amanda, like Susan said, and this is Dallas's mom. Her name is Tink, and these guys are southern three-banded armadillos. So they're a little bit different than the armadillos you're going to find here in Texas. The armadillos here in Texas are 9-banded, but the main difference, obviously, is the number of bands. They only have 3. But these guys are also the only armadillo in the world that can curl all the way up into a ball, which she's really comfortable with me, so she's not going to do it, of course. They only do it as a defense mechanism. That just shows how good at her job she is and how comfortable she is meeting new people. And, yeah.
All right. Well, my name is Brianna, and I have Indy here, and he is actually an eastern indigo snake, hence his name Indy. And he's still actually pretty small. He's still a baby. They range up to about 5 to 6 feet. Some can be even larger. They are actually the largest native species of snake in the United States. And he likes to pretzel up and lay upside down, so y'all might get to see him do that as well.
He's got a lot of personality.
Yes, he does.
For a snake, I guess I never thought about it. Well, very, very cool, guys. And so once in a while, we get to have you guys in. Frank Buck Zoo is just up the road. Denton Zoo, just in Gainesville, our sisters to the north.
That's correct.
Right? Yeah.
35 north.
Yeah, and so you guys have got this really awesome zoo that's super, super cool. Tons of variety in what you have, and I always say this every time you come here. Just the environment of Frank Buck Zoo with the landscaping and all of that is just super cool in and of itself. And then all the different features you guys have, the new otter exhibit, and you got a couple of new things and some changes that have happened. So fill us in on if somebody is a Frank Buck diehard, but they haven't been lately, what's new that they can go check out?
So we actually have expanded our bear habitat, and significantly so. They have a lot more room and grass to roam around on and so forth. Great viewing. We do have, let's see, in January of last year, we actually rescued a couple of bears from South Texas, black bears. So we do have 3 black bears in our collection now, and they are just now starting to kind of get more active from torpor. They kind of sleep a lot during the winter. It doesn't get super cold here, but it's just cold enough for those South Texas bears to be like, we need to nap. And so they're just starting to get more active. And yes, like you mentioned, we do have the Asian small-clawed otter habitat, and we've got one that is nicknamed Flippy now because he actually does a lot of flipping around in the pool, and that's pretty entertaining to see. I understand that they just put their exercise wheel back in there too, and it is hysterical to see the 3 of them run on their little exercise wheel in there. And then we also have a coati exhibit that was new last year as well. And that's super tall. It's one of our taller habitats. And so they're very arboreal. They can do a lot of climbing and so forth. They're 3 females, so they spend a lot of time digging and grooming and climbing and that sort of thing. And of course, the biggest thing we have coming up is, spring break.
Very true.
So spring break, we celebrate Frank Buck's birthday on the 12th, so this coming Tuesday. It is $2 day, $2 a head, $2 for everybody. That's the on Tuesday only. And we are going to be celebrating with birthday cake.
Awesome.
And we'll have that as long as it lasts.
Cool.
And we'll also have lots of encounters. We are starting back up our flamingo feeding. We kind of put that on hiatus over the winter, but they are ready to start being fed by the public again.
Very cool.
The giraffe is going to be a giraffe feeding demonstration. Some people might be able to feed it depending how they're doing and so forth. They're doing really well, but we went from having like 20 people a day maybe when it was cold to like just yesterday it was like 350.
Wow.
So they need to get acclimated to the sudden rush of what will be spring break. So we've got a lot going on.
Yeah, well, super cool, and that's a big deal. Frank Buck's birthday, man. So anybody that doesn't know the story or the namesake of Frank Buck, give us a little bit of history and why we're celebrating this birthday.
Sure. Well, Frank Buck was actually born in Gainesville on California Street. We're located on California Street.
Cool.
We're on West California. He was actually born in a rail yard on East California, so on the other side of the square. He lived there till I think he was about maybe 7 or so, maybe 9, and then moved down to the Dallas area.
Wow.
All the while was collecting snakes and lizards and amphibians and insects and all sorts of things along the banks of the Trinity River. As he grew older, he actually won some money in a poker game and enough in order to fund a trip to South America where he collected a large number of birds. He was very fond of birds. And then from there, that just kind of fed his interest. He was always interested in geography, but also just fascinated with wildlife. And over his career, he actually established an encampment in Southeast Asia. And that's where he collected a lot of animals and brought them back alive. Frank, bring them back alive, Buck.
Gotcha.
To collections in zoo collections in Europe and then also throughout the United States.
Wow.
So he actually was responsible for bringing animals back to start the Dallas Zoo.
Okay, very cool. Very cool. And so
Yeah.
now it is. And
ironically, actually, this young man right here is actually the reason why his name is Dallas is he's headed for the Dallas Zoo as well.
Oh, cool. Very cool. Well, that's awesome, guys. So Frank Buck birthday coming up, cool celebration. Any other activities we want to touch on?
Yeah, well, we also have our teen volunteer program. We have applications online now, and we will be interviewing for those positions a little bit later, probably in April and May. And that is actually really a teen leadership program.
Cool.
And somebody right sitting at this table might have been part of that program a number of years ago. Not
Very
Indy,
cool.
but actually Brianna holding Indy. And as you can see, she is part of our staff today.
Yeah.
So
very cool.
So we've got those applications. That application process is open online. And then we also have just posted our summer camps as well.
Awesome.
So a lot going on.
Very cool. Very cool. We're going straight from cold right into summer. I would expect
Yeah.
nothing else from Texas. But awesome, guys. If you have not had the chance to check out the Frank Buck Zoo, you have got to do so. And tonight, after the show, we will be here in the Discover Denton Welcome Center where you can get up close and personal with these crazy animals and the humans as well. So, guys, thank you very much for tuning in with us. Anything else we want to touch on with any of these critters or anything else we got to touch on before we wrap up?
I guess I should just mention, too, we do have an egg hunt on April the 20th.
Oh, cool.
The Saturday before Easter.
Awesome.
And that's always a lot of fun. And details about that are online as well.
Cool. Is it an ostrich egg hunt? Because that'd be much easier to find. I feel like I'd win that one.
Now we have to throw one of those in.
Yeah, don't throw it hard. Those are really big. Anyways, thanks very much for tuning in with us here, guys, at DentonRadio.com. Free Beer Friday is coming up right after this. Again, come on down to the Discover Denton Welcome Center. We got animals. We've got the Toasty Bros giving us all sorts of cool beer and cool things. This is the spot to be, guys. If you are not in downtown Denton right now, you are missing out. Tejas Storytelling Festival right down the street. just an endless plethora of cool stuff. Thanks very much for tuning in with us, guys. Come on down and see us right here on the middle of the downtown square at the Discover Denton Welcome Center. Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to check out DentonRadio.com for new Denton artists and where they're playing next. While you're surfing the internet, make sure you check out our friends Classic of Denton at ClassicofDenton.com.